Coca-Cola Espuma.
My favorite YouTuber of all time is LankyBox because he fills me up with happiness whenever he enters me. But my second favorite YouTuber of all time is Zack Felms because every time I watch one of his videos, I learn something new. However, my third favorite YouTuber of all time is Felms, who was a parody account of Zack Felms because instead of learning something new, you lose half your brain cells and get infected with ball cancer. Having gold teeth can be painful.
If you lose a tooth, the dentist can replace it with a gold one. It may seem expensive, but gold is incredibly hard. It also doesn't corrode like other metals, so it lasts a long time. But if you smile at the wrong...
Whoa! What was that? What was that? Please do not tell me. What? Okay, I think I know what is happening here. I think I know who this person is, but I don't want to accidentally say something racist by getting it wrong. So let's just open up the comments and see their explanation so that I'm not blamed for, like, accidentally, saying something bad. Bro used jujitsu on him. Jesus Christ. Remember, people, if someone ever uses jujitsu against you, you can always counter with kung fu. Oh my god. So I think this is meant to represent a Jewish person, and if you open up your mouth and smile incorrectly, like at the wrong angle with a gold tooth, then the light will reflect against it, making it obvious that you have gold in your mouth, and then allegedly a Jewish person is going to try and steal it from your mouth. Okay, that is actually insane. But what's with all the comments saying like that gold tooth was promised to me 3,000 years ago? Is this some sort of meme? 3,000 years ago? 5 million years ago? Let me just search this up. Okay, so I think the phrase that was promised to me 3,000 years ago is meant to be anti-Semitic or something. Touching the Australian tree.
Touching an Australian stinging tree is a mistake you won't forget. Its leaves are coated with countless tiny hairs that inject venom into your skin, causing burning pain that can last for days. Trying to brush them away only makes it worse, since the hairs can snap and release more toxins. Instead, gently press some...
Whoa! Okay. I was not sure where this was going, but okay, Jesus, I guess that's a solution. In order to fight the pain of having the stinging tree on your hand, you can just wipe your ass against a tree and just give yourself I guess if you make yourself release your own homemade special sauce against the tree, then that will, take your mind off your hand getting stung by the venom. I thought maybe he was gonna start rubbing his dingling against the... Actually, wait, no. He's rubbing his ass against the thing. Why would you rub your guy ass against the stinging tree? Do you enjoy the pain of, like, the thingy inserting itself up your asshole? Because I assume all the venom would be going directly into the intestines and everything, like, against his ballsack and everything. How to remove hemorrhoids. Bro, I feel like this is how to gain hemorrhoids. Never flush the toilet on a plane.
Have you ever wondered where your poop goes when you flush the toilet on an airplane? Many people think it gets sucked and dropped straight out of the plane, but that's not true. You see, if you flush the toilet while still sitting down, you could give yourself a perfect prolapse.
Whoa! A prolapse of the gland. So basically, it's just gonna suck your intestines out, and it's gonna suck your intestines out so much that you're gonna end up with like a long string of like meat, like dingling. You're gonna have a dingling up like attached to your butt. You're gonna have two dinglings. You're gonna have your regular dingling and then your butt dingling. But realistically, who actually thinks that when you poo on a plane, it gets flushed onto Michael Jackson's head? What is he doing in this animation? But like low-key, if you're flying over the ocean, technically it could, like, you could do that, although that would be kind of like littering. But isn't that what happens on boats and stuff? Like, they kind of do poo into the ocean and stuff. Like, when you flush the toilet, it probably goes into the ocean, I'm pretty sure. Because imagine how much it would stink to, like, carry the poo with you on, like, the plane and the boat and everything, unless you have, like, really good airtight seals. How to win chess every time.
Start by moving a pawn. Your opponent will fall into the trap. He will do the same, so move another pawn, but 2 squares. This will guarantee you a checkmate. Now, he will move the tower, so you move the Boeing 767.
Whoa! Jesus Christ, I don't think that is how chess works, because first of all, why are you playing chess vertically? You're not meant to have the table set up like this. You're meant to have it like set horizontally. You're meant to be sitting behind your pieces. Like, are you going to be like black or white? And also, why is the person controlling the white side white, and why is the person controlling the black side black? You don't have to be black in order to control like the black side of the thing. Like, a black person can control the white pieces if they want. And also, since when does the tower move like this? That is not even like how a bishop moves. I don't think any piece can move like that, except for like a queen if they move here and and then like move there, but because like even a bishop can't even move straight. And since when was a Boeing 737 a piece in chess, a playable piece in chess? I guess that's a checkmate then, because if a Boeing 767 crashes into the building, then I guess nobody wins, and so you can't lose. 767, 767, 767, 767. Shut up. Can you catch a rocket?
If you fire a bazooka, could you catch the rocket by going at the same speed? Well, you would have to run at over 183 miles per hour and grab it from the front, but this might be very hard. Instead, you can overtake and grab it with your axe. If you
First of all, running at 183 miles per hour, like that, I don't think that is humanly possible. And secondly, even if you could run at 183 miles per hour, who in their right mind would want to intentionally overtake it to catch it with their ass? But even if you could run fast enough, who would want to intentionally overtake it to catch it with their ass cheeks? Like, would their ass cheeks really be able to envelop it and cushion the blow? Shoving one of these rockets up your ass would do some irreparable damage. Like, you cannot repair this. No amount of surgery, not even the best surgeon in the world, would be able to close your gaping hole. How to win Uno every time.
Always start by matching numbers over colors. This lowers the chances of giving your opponent an easy move. Use a reverse and play a +2. If your opponent also plays a +2, then respond with a +4. But if he also responds with a +4, then play a plus orbital railgun.
What? Wait, so many things went wrong in this video. Because first of all, how did he put a yellow reverse on top of a red 3? I don't think you can do that. I'm pretty sure you're meant to have the same color. And second of all, how did you stack 2 +2s with a +4? You're not allowed to do that. You're only meant to stack +2s with +2, even if this does equal +4 in total. And thirdly, I don't think I've ever seen one of these cards, an orbital ray card. And also, you have 2 of them, which means you're gonna finish on one of them. But I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to finish on a wild card or like any of those other cards. And so your grand strategy for winning Uno every time is not to, you know, have some sort of plan in place, but instead you intend on taking the life of your opponent. But I mean, I guess that sort of works, I think. But if your opponent responds with an orbital railgun first, then you have no choice but to fart on his face. That's a cracker, an absolute hilarious cracker. Shut up, not funny, don't laugh. Gold rings to extend the neck.
They start by placing several metal rings around their necks. Many people think this stretches the neck, but that's not true. The rings actually press down the shoulders and chest, making the neck look longer. In their culture, a longer-looking neck is often considered a symbol of...
Whoa! What was that? Who the frick is this guy? Is this even real? Can you even do this? So a long neck is a symbol of beauty, but how is it even physically possible to get to this level? This looks like some sort of like alien. It looks like a giraffe, like a humanoid giraffe. And they do it to the legs and the arms as well to make them longer. Is this how you're meant to make it to the NBA? Like low-key, if you're living in poverty, this could be the play. Like just put rings on your children's necks, arms and everything and hope that they, you know, grow into the next Victor Wemby. But wouldn't this be kind of like bad, like for your health? Because if your ribs are getting pushed down, doesn't that sort of compress against your lungs and like all your internal organs and everything? Never peel a fingernail.
If you tear your fingernail like this, you may experience severe pain. Instead, tie a knot in some string, attach it to a door, and make sure it opens outward. Now, when someone opens the door...
What? Who was that? Who the frick is this guy? What the frick am I looking at right here? Why is there some random skins guy meditating just staring at me? So this is what we call a hangnail. Like, I didn't even know that they had a name, but every time I pull one of them, like the hole that I used to be in gets infected and then my finger is like extremely sore. I think the real solution here is to use a nail cutter to get rid of it. But this rope tying method is like the solution for like a, what is it? Like a wobbly tooth. Like this is what they used to do in the olden days. If you had a loose tooth and you couldn't get it out, they used to like tie it with a rope and like just open, like slam a door shut. I'm pretty sure this is not even the right way to do it because like it's meant to open in like inwards apparently, like so when someone opens it pulls it out, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a strong enough force. Because what if someone slowly, very slowly opens the door? Because I slowly open doors, and if you slowly open the door, it's just going to lead to this. Like it's just going to slowly peel it. I'm pretty sure the strat here is to make sure it opens like inwards towards you and then tie it to your tooth or like your hangnail, and then you're meant to get someone to like slam the door shut so that it actually, you know, pulls your tooth out. Like that's what they used to do in the olden days, I'm pretty sure. Oh wait, I think I understand what is happening here. So I think this is what's meant to be the guy after the person opens the door and removes the entire hangnail. Because if you use the door method to remove the hangnail, I assume that you're going to be completely skinned like this. Fastest Attack on Titan cosplay ever. Bro became a colossal titan. Scrub daddy trick you didn't know.
Put the scrub ditty in a bowl with water and sugar.
The scrub what? I'm pretty sure this sponge is called a scrub daddy, not a scrub diddy.
For about 2 minutes. Then take the sponge and put it in the freezer overnight to make it hard. Finally, take it out of the freezer and attach it to a hook. Now your bait will be perfect for fishing.
Whoa! What? Wait, what? Wait, a scrub diddy? What is this even meant to be? I don't think I understand it. So you're meant to put it into water and sugar and freeze it. So I assume that's gonna turn the soap, like the, what is it, the scrub daddy into like a candy? It'll be sweet. And so then you can use the scrub diddy, like the sweet scrub diddy as bait to fish for people playing at a park, children. Okay, I don't really understand this. Let's just read the comments. Okay, after reading some comments, I don't think anyone in the comments even understands what's going on here. I originally thought that what he was going to do with the scrub daddy was stick his dingling into that little mouth hole and use it as like a fleshlight. But I guess this is even worse, using it as like a bait to fish for children, the scrub diddy. What happens when you get a tattoo?
When you get a tattoo, the needle pierces the first layer of your skin and releases ink inside. This happens at high speed and can cause pain and irritation, but some people may experience pleasure. This is because the machine is turned off and some...
Whoa. Wait, I don't understand. Let me just try and figure out what's happening. So the male is doing the tattoo on the female. So the tattoo gun sort of goes in and out, penetrates and comes out, penetrates the skin rapidly. So usually it's painful, but sometimes people feel pleasure in having the tattoo gun going in and out. But I assume that's because the tattoo gun is not the thing that's going in and out of you. So I assume what is actually penetrating this person is this man's BBC. Where is he? Okay, this guy. Wait, but then why is he receiving... Wait, why is he going like this? How can you possibly frick someone in this position unless he is getting fricked? But the tattoo gun was off, and so what could be possibly fricking him? Is this guy getting pegged by this woman over here? I thought this woman was the one that was meant to receive the tattoo. I thought she was getting penetrated. But instead, we have a plot twist, and she is the one that's penetrating her tattoo artist with a peg? Shooting out a nuclear bomb.
If you shoot a bullet at an atomic bomb, most people think it will cause it to explode. But that's not the case. Instead, swallow the atomic bomb, and after just 5 minutes, you could have a lobotomy.
Bro, I feel like if you swallow an atomic bomb, you won't even be alive to have, like, to do your explosive diarrhea. Was he meant to say you're gonna have a lobotomy after eating an atomic bomb? This guy looks like Queso now, except, like, maybe, like, slightly, like, disabled. Does he think that if you swallow the bomb, you can contain the explosion within you without hurting anyone? It's sort of like a reverse of, like, the fridge sort of situation, where, like, in Indiana Jones, or, like, whatever it was, when you go inside the fridge during an atomic bomb, apparently you can survive. But instead now, it's like, if you swallow an atomic bomb, then, like, you can... It's like a reverse, you know? It's like, it's a reverse sort of situation. Instead, swallow the atomic bomb, and then after 5 minutes, you got yourself a Taco Bell level dookie. The cat killed 5 people.
A cat fell from a building and landed on a criminal who was robbing an old woman. The impact made him pull the trigger, hitting a bus driver who then crashed into some scaffolding. A worker fell, an elderly man had a heart attack from the shock, but at least the old lady was safe. A cat.
Bro, I'm pretty sure I know where this is from. So this is actually based on a true story, but luckily I know what the true story is, and so I know that this is fake. So basically the story is that a dog actually fell on someone and killed that person, and then someone like ran across the road to try and help the people, but then they got hit by a bus, and then there was actually an old guy there that somehow died from a heart attack. But imagine living your whole life, going through all these life experiences just to die from merely seeing someone get hit by a bus and like die from a falling dog and like have a heart attack. Removing your toenails.
Some people intentionally remove their toenails before a marathon. This is done because when you run for many hours straight, your toenails repeatedly hit the front of your shoe, which can be painful. Some extreme runners even remove skin and muscle to increase friction.
Wait, is that even real? Don't tell me that first thing is real. Do marathon runners really remove their toenails because it like reduces the amount of strain on their toes? Like, I get that this is meant to be a troll channel, but something tells me that this might not actually be like a troll. No, most marathon runners don't, but some ultra runners do as a last resort for chronic issues. Jesus Christ. Okay, so this actually is a real thing. But then I don't think they actually remove their skin and their bones. Although, you never know with these marathon runners. Maybe they could. Baseball player hits a fan.
He missed the ball. The bat flew out of his hands and hit a guy in the stands. Luckily, he was fine, and he challenged the player. If you hit the pitch I'm about to throw, you don't pay for the damage. He didn't know the guy was actually a baseball legend, so he threw a 36 M British.
Whoa. How does that baseball legend have access to a 37 whatever grenade that was? Is this real though? I feel like the start of the story could be real. Let me just double check. Actually, wait, it's real. It's actually real. Baseball fan gets hit with a bat. Oh. Whoa. Wait, how does his thing just fall out of his hands like that? Isn't he wearing gloves? He's literally wearing grip gloves. Was there an instant replay on that? How did it hit him? Oh, where is it? Oh, I think it was a man or a woman. But anyways, even though that did happen, I don't think that was a baseball legend. Based on the look of that video, it wasn't a baseball legend. But low-key, if this was me, if I got hit by a random bat at a baseball game, which like shouldn't even happen to begin with, I think maybe I'd do this as well. Maybe I'd just pull out a grenade and throw him a pitch. Can I show speed beat a cheetah?
If a cheetah and I show speed raced over 100 meters, most people would assume the cheetah would easily win. But that's not necessarily true. The cheetah explodes off the line, reaching incredible speeds within seconds. However, after covering around 80 meters, its body begins to overheat, forcing it to slow down significantly. I show speed instead, on the other hand. Yo, speed, what the
Bro, why would you just make him eat KFC chicken? Like, I wonder why. Why out of all fast food is it KFC chicken? So instead of speed actually racing, you have just become a racist. Okay, that's not funny. W speed. Let me guess when I open up the comments, every single comment is just going to be W speed. Okay, surprisingly, nobody, not even one person is saying W speed. Cheating with a magnet in the finger.
He sliced open his finger and placed the cheating magnet inside. And when he rolled, the magnetic dice would stick to the cup, letting him score high numbers and win every time. The magnet was extremely powerful.
Damn.
And this...
Whoa. Okay, I guess there comes a consequence with this. But is this even true? If it is true, that is actually an ingenious strat. Although, yeah, it would be pretty painful to implement it. Like, slicing your own finger just to put a stupid magnet in there. But apparently the magnet is so powerful that it can move even slot machines. These are massive 2-ton slot machines. So I guess this only works once for like one roll before you like get killed and crushed by all the other machines. But would it be worth it though? You just put all your money on that one bet and then you win and then you immediately die. But then you have some sort of like will and estate planning set up so that your like inheritance can go to your son or your family or something. Bro turned into an MRI machine. Or honestly, with that magnetism, I feel like you would be more powerful and more accurate than an MRI machine. You could actually give someone an MRI and have it like automatically transmit into your brain, directly into your brain, and just scan people. You could help so many people with that. The tourist bracelet scam.
If a stranger in a busy tourist spot offers you a free friendship bracelet, you're going to be scammed. Before you can react, they'll try to put it on you quickly, tie the knot so it can't be taken off, then aggressively pretend for cash. The moment they approach, the only safe move is to take out a MK153 rocket.
Whoa, okay, that is not the solution, okay? Do not do that. Massive disclaimer, do not do that. That will get you into a lot of legal trouble. Also, it's not moral or ethical to just go and kill someone on the street. Although it is also not ethical to go and, you know, scam people on the street. I feel like, yeah, Paris is like scam central. I went to Paris once, but I went there during the Olympics, and so I'm pretty sure all the scammers were kicked out by the city. I think the solution here is to politely decline and start walking away, and if they start following you, call the police. But even then, like, I've seen so many YouTube videos about like Paris, how the police don't really do anything about the scammers. Like, have you guys seen Paris scam videos? Like, it's just so weird how like they have everything on a blanket, and as soon as the police come, they pack it all up in like a little sack, like they're not sack, and then they just run off and they just, you know, move to a different location to scam people. The safe with a hidden security system.
He was forced to reveal the PIN code of his safe at gunpoint, but as the robber entered the code and opened the safe, a hidden string pulled the trigger, activating an unbeatable security.
Whoa! Jesus Christ, what sort of security system has this old man set up? I guarantee this wasn't even meant to be a security system. I bet every single night that old man opens up the safe and intentionally activates it, but instead of leaving his mouth up here, he sticks his butt up here somehow and just enjoys the pain. Whenever someone tries to rob him, he just decides to take this as some sort of like training arc opportunity and trains them into becoming like the next throat goat. Instead of Master Oogway choosing Poe as a dragon warrior, this guy has selected this robber as the throat goat. But also, who would make the code of their safe 911? Like, okay, maybe it's 911. It's just the phone number. No, I guarantee, knowing this is Zeck Felms, this was 911.